Hi, welcome to I Read, I Write, I Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Beyond the Red by Ava Jae. Now, Beyond the Red is a breakthrough novel by the author Ava Jae, and it is set on another planet, not Earth. And on this planet, you have Cora, who is this female queen, and she's very young. She's like in her upper teens, I believe, but her parents have died, and it's just her and her twin brother left. And of course, she inherits the throne because she was maybe minutes or seconds older than her twin brother. So she inherits this throne, and she has like all these things coming against her. Her brother is jealous because he feels like he should be the ruler, and even her subjects, they feel like, okay, we need a male ruler, we don't want a female ruler. So they're rioting and trying to dethrone her. And she has these things coming against her because she doesn't feel like her brother should be the ruler. Her brother, she feels, is too violent, that he wouldn't be good. He would be prone to war and attacking others. So she feels like she would be a better ruler. Then on the other side, you have Eros, the other protagonist. Now, Eros is actually half human and half alien, because on this planet, you do have aliens who are the nomads on the planet. So they just wander around from place to place. And Eros is not accepted by either side. The humans don't really like him. They pretty much tolerate him because his parents and his adopted family, the family that adopted him, really they love him and they accept him, but they're the only ones, and the rest of the humans don't. And also on the other side, you have the aliens, which are called the Sephoras, who they pretty much don't like the humans either. And there's like just this battle always going on between the Sephora and the humans. So therefore, he is just kind of like this outcast. He's just lives his life like this. This is something that he knows. And you have different circumstances come about where he is then given this choice between being a personal bodyguard for the Queen Cora, or pretty much if she lets him go, I mean, people are just going to want to kill him. So he has to choose between, which is really not much of a choice. Okay, let me see. Death on this side, being a personal bodyguard to the Queen. Not really a choice. So of course, he's going to choose to be the personal bodyguard for the Queen. And the Queen, with both of them having this thing in common, where he's discriminated against because of his ethnicity, and she's discriminated against because of her gender, and they both kind of have that in common, and they have this thing that bonds them together. And they learn that, and also they have in common that they really don't know who to trust. They really have no one to trust, because it just seems like everyone's against them. So they end up bonding together, they come together, and I really enjoyed reading the relationship that develops between the two. They have an understanding of each other that probably outsiders don't have, because they share these things in common, even though they're from two different places. So I just thought that relationship was just, I just loved it. I fell in love with both characters, and I just want more of both characters. Now, I am probably the least likely person to have liked this book, because I don't get into fantasy. I'm not a fan of sci-fi, not really, and I absolutely cringe when I hear the word alien. If I think that a movie or a book is going in the direction of having aliens, I'm like, oh no, okay, and then I usually just immediately tune out. But the reason why I decided to pick up this book is because the author, Ava Jae, she actually has a YouTube channel where she talks about the writing process, and she gives advice on writing, and I really enjoy her videos. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll pick up her book and read it one day. But then I was on Goodreads, and I was reading a reviewer who said that Beyond the Red was probably the easiest to follow sci-fi book that she's ever read. So I was thinking, so maybe her writing style, I might like it. So I figured out I would give it a try sooner rather than later. So then I picked up the book, and it immediately drew me in because her writing style is such that she just captures your attention from the beginning, and it doesn't let up. I mean, I couldn't put this book down. I did put it down because I had to finally go to bed and get some sleep for the night. But then as soon as I got up the next morning, I picked it back up, and then I just read it straight through because, well, I probably stopped to, get some food and eat. But besides that, I mean, I had this book under my nose for that whole entire day until I finished it, because the book is it just brings you in, and it's so interesting, and I just fell in love with it, and I fell in love with all the characters. She developed the characters so well. Her writing style I really enjoy because she gets really in depth in their thought processes of the two protagonists, Cora and Eros. And I really just enjoy reading them and how they were thinking and their feelings and what they were going through. And it really helped me to connect with their characters. I mean, I really connected deeply with their characters. And there were other characters in it. I mean, there were even characters in the book, secondary characters that didn't really play that big of a role, that I kind of, certain things happened to them that kind of made me feel certain emotions. And I'm thinking, wow, didn't really get a chance to know this character that much, but then, I even still cared about the character. So I think that is a tribute to her, to Ava Jae's writing style, and I think she did a really good job in that aspect. Now, the ending of the book, well, I just already happen to know that there are 2 other books coming. So she's going to have 2 sequels to the book. So because I know that, I can forgive the ending, because the ending really leaves you hanging. I mean, it really sets it up for a sequel, and it leaves you hanging because there are just too many unanswered questions. And you have to make, in order for you to feel satisfied with the ending, you have to make a lot of assumptions. Okay, well, I assume that this is going to happen afterwards, and this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and you just have to imagine the ending for yourself, because she just leaves too many things just up for grabs, and you're like, okay, well, how does it turn out? But I know that the sequels are coming, so then, I can relax a little bit, especially because I'm really looking forward to it, because I like these characters so much. I really want to know what happens to them, and I want to read more about Cora and Eros and the other characters that are involved. And I don't even want to tell you who the other characters are, because then that might be a spoiler for what's going to happen. I don't want to do that. And speaking of spoilers, I have to mention this. If I had to make a criticism about this book, it's the inside cover, the synopsis of the book kind of, I think they gave away too much. And a lot of publishers are doing this. Well, I won't say a lot, but I'll say I've noticed this in other books where they'll give a synopsis of the book, and it's almost like they're telling nearly the whole story. And I think they just gave away too much information in the synopsis of this one. I think they don't leave enough for you to discover. I feel that, I mean, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to make the plot sound interesting enough to draw you in, but I think that you can do that without giving away too much of what's going to happen, which I think that they did. On my blog, I wrote a synopsis where I did not reveal too much of the plot and what's going to happen, and I kind of cut it off because I don't want that spoiler to be in there, and that's why I try to make my videos spoiler free, so that you can enjoy the book just like I enjoyed the book. But it just so happens that I didn't read I mean, I think I probably, when I got the book, I kind of skimmed through the synopsis, so, and I don't think I really read it in depth, so therefore it was still a surprise to me. But I went back after I finished the entire novel. I went back and read it, and I was thinking, whoa, they just gave too much information. Why did they do that? So I mean, I don't know. I'm glad that I didn't read the whole thing. I read like probably maybe just the first part and skimmed through the rest. Probably half paying attention to what I was reading, because I knew I wanted to read the book anyway. So I think that I'm like really careful now when I'm reading a synopsis to a book, because I think that they give away way too much. Once I get to, if I read a few sentences, if it kind of sounds like it's interesting, stop, let me go through and read some, so that I can I don't want you telling me what's going to happen. I want to discover it for myself. That's the whole point why I'm reading the book. So therefore, I highly recommend Beyond the Red. I just love this book. I highly recommend it. This is a must read. You have to get this book. You need to pick it up and read it. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and please comment below and show me some love. Hit that like button if you like my review, and subscribe to my channel so you can get more reviews. And thanks for watching. Bye.